Hey guys, it's Jen and I'm back with another process video using my Felicity Jane kits. Today I'm using the May Note to Self kit and I'm creating kind of a little summer manifesto. And so I have this photo of my daughter on her scooter riding underneath the tree on a walk that we go on all the time. And I know that I want my title to have the word summer in it, and I wanted to use this acrylic piece that said life. And I kind of like the way that they look when you lay them together. So I'm going to use those together, and I'm going to pull out some bright, fun colors from the kit and use them. But I'm going to use this notebook paper as my background. And at first I thought I would use a 12 by 12, and I wanted to create kind of like a little grid of different patterned papers, and I really like the way this looks, but I decided in the end to cut this down to 8.5 by 11, and you'll see that here soon. But I do like the way that it was starting to look before I cut it down as well. But so I'm just gonna place some of these patterns around and put them in kind of a grid style, and I really like that polka dot. It's nice and fun, and I'm just using the fronts and backs of each one of these papers. So the stripe is from the back of the blue paper, and then the other little pattern is from the back of the polka dot. So now that I've got that laid on there, I didn't think that polka dot was quite large enough. I'm playing around trying to decide if I want to cut this down, and I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So I am making sure that I cut it so that the pink part and the holes are still visible, so you can still tell that it looks like a notebook piece of paper. And I just lately with one 4x6 photo, I've been wanting to make it a little bit of a smaller layout. I don't need that much space to write the things that I need to write, and so I decided to make it smaller. So now I'm playing with these pieces, seeing if they'll still work to create kind of a grid, and I'm going to play around with these quite a bit before I decide on doing something a little bit different. I'm going to rip things more, and I'm just cutting up that paper into little bits, which is kind of sad. I really love these papers, and some of these little bits are going to go to waste, but that's okay. So now I'm playing around with the title and seeing how I might want to do it now that I've switched things up. And I really like the way that life looks on top of that tree in the photo. And anywhere I can, I like to overlap things on the photos because I feel like it ties everything together. And so I really do like the look of that title. So here is where I'm kind of deciding, is this really going to work for me? I don't like the way this is going. So I grabbed another piece that I had ripped from before, and I'm thinking maybe I just need to focus on the blue area. I'm not quite sure, but I do know that where I want my photo to go, so I'm just going to go ahead and lay that down. And I love using a lined background because it helps you line everything up, right? It's just easy. Here I was thinking I might want to move the life over, but I decide against it. I really like this 3x4 card from the cut apart sheet that says good vibes, and so this is where I kind of, because I wanted to use it, it was almost the same size as that blue paper, and so I decided to just put it underneath it. And now I'm going to go with this vertical design where I have the blue piece is kind of the main piece, and then the other two pieces look nice on top of and below it. And I just ripped both of those as well, so they had kind of a similar vibe going, and I really do like the way that ended up looking. So I think I'm looking for a different piece of that pattern. Oh, and I thought I was going to use the polka dot, but I end up using the hello, which is the back of the cut apart sheet. So I just used a card that I was okay with getting rid of, and I'm going to use the hello because I really love that paper. It's super, super cute. So I have been using lately this double-sided sticky tape from ThermoWeb, and I like it. It's therapeutic to me to kind of peel it all off instead of using my tape runner, which I do have a tape runner. I don't know. I haven't been using it. So now I'm going to get the word summer stuck down, and these are alphas that came in the kit that are from Pink Fresh Studio, and they're puffy sticker, and I like those. And then I'm going to glue down the word life with my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive. And it kind of comes up a little bit, and I'll have to put a little more glue on it just because it's laying over those, what's the word? Puffy stickers. And so I lost the dot to my eye. And so I'm going to try a few things to see if I want to replace it, like the puffy stickers, but I don't. I just end up leaving it. I think I end up leaving it empty because nothing was quite looking right. This was a really quick layout for me, so, I'm close to being done already. So what I decided to do is stamp note to self on the blue paper, and then I'm just going to do a whole bunch of check boxes and write some stuff that I want to make sure I do this summer. And I remembered after I did this that there was a Felicity Jane stamp, I think, that had check boxes on it from a past kit, but I forgot about it until I was already done. So that would have looked nicer because my boxes are not very square, but that's okay. So I'm just writing down some stuff that we want to do this summer. And just using my favorite black Muji pen right on that blue patterned paper. And I love that paper, and I love any paper like that where it's got, it's almost a solid, but it has a little bit of interest to it because it's really easy to use, but it still has, something fun going on. So I just stamped the year 2016 because this layout applies to all of summer 2016. And now I'm going to see if I want to use a few more of these stamps, and I'm going to stamp in white on top of the photo, and that says enjoy the moment, and I like the way that looks. I didn't stamp it quite perfectly, and so I will go back with a white pen and try to fix it. It doesn't look that great, but it's okay. So I am using some of I'm sorry I'm a little bit out of frame, but I'm using some of the printables that came in this month's kit, and there were supposed to be tags included in this kit, but a manufacturer error prevented that, and so Gina, the owner of Felicity Jane, decided to just make some more printable tags, and I'll end up using one of those to add some extra journaling actually after I'm done with this video. So you'll see it in the close-up photos, but it's not on the video. So I do decide to add a tag up at the top just to bring a little bit more of that floral in. So that floral piece at the bottom is from the cut-aparts that are the subscriber printables. Not cut-aparts, subscriber printables. And then I also add a flare that says #favorite. And I'm going to add one more little bit of that floral piece, and that's a border from the cut-apart sheet that comes in the kit. And I'm just adding that to the right of the photo. And then this layout is pretty much done. I'm just, like I mentioned, I'm going to add a little journaling spot down at the bottom that's from the printable tags that should have been, if you purchased the kit, would have been emailed to you. So I did punch a notebook edge out of that floral piece just because I was going with the whole note to self idea, and the background paper is notebook paper, and I just kind of wanted to, play on that a little bit. So it gives the look of the floral, but it's not like you don't see the pattern as much as you would if I hadn't have punched it. So I'm just using a little bit of my EK Success powder tool on the back because it's a sticker and I wanted some of the pieces to poke up. I'm also adding a couple of these hearts they're white acrylic. I'll change my mind a few times about them, whether I want to add them or not, and I do in the end. You'll see that in the close-up photos. And then I also stamp this stamp that says remember to, and then the center part I think says have fun, and the puffy sticker was a little too tall for me to stamp that where I had my block, so I'll just end up stamping it on a piece of paper and punching it out so that it's its own little thing. And that is going to finish up my layout. You'll see here in the close-up photos how everything came together, and you can see here now that punched out circle, it says remember to laugh, and there's that journaling spot for you. So thanks so much for watching. I hope that you'll give these kits a try. Go to felicityjane.com for more information, and thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon.